What was it for you that brought you to this realization that you're like, I don't have this internal connection with God?
It was a question of, I'd never thought about it. So like COVID is a good example. Some people never thought what they really wanted out of life. They're too busy with work. And then when they had these 6-8 months off, it let people think, hey, actually, what do I want to do with my life? You got a moment to think. And once you looked internally, you realize what you're into. Sometimes you're like, when you break up with a man or a woman, it was already bad right before you broke up. You just hadn't fully thought like, I don't want this. I'm out of love. But you were already out of love before you realized, you know? I just hadn't looked inward. And when I finally looked inward, I was like, oh, I don't have belief in me. And I don't think, from what I know about religion, you can teach belief. It's just in you or it's not. You're just given the idea of it. If you could teach belief, then everyone would believe. God would come down and be like, I am God, heed my word. And then we'd all do it. So there's no reason to have a leap of faith. You need to have a reason to leap. It's not in there. It's just not in there.
What if God was real? Would you worship?
Or I try to defeat him. You know, I see if there's a workaround.
That is an honest statement, you know, because a lot of people won't admit that, but that is the true definition between two different mans. One who worships God and one who tries to defeat God. That's the only two men on earth.
The government's real, but if they press you down too much, you can be like, we gotta overthrow this government. Repressive governments fall because you're too strong on the people. But if the worship was like, I don't know, a tithe and that's it, that's cool. You know, 2%, that's cool.
It's 10%.
5, 10, 5.
It's 10.
10?
Mm-hmm. It's 10%.
What is it? Fucking.
By the way, that's a hilarious Jewish perspective.
Yeah, I thought 10 is
Out of all the things, the first thing you bring up is the tithes.
Yeah, I'll give you a little for some protection.
It's the mob, bro.
Yeah, but
it's
if
God.
I gotta go 5 times a day to mosque, that's too much, dude. Once a week, I'm in.